The Tesla Semi may have finally moved beyond the testing stage and into the area that matters most to the freight industry, real-world economics. Logistics companies don't purchase trucks simply because they're more advanced or environmentally friendly. They invest in them when the total cost of ownership is genuinely better than diesel. And the Tesla Semi now appears to be proving exactly that. With an energy consumption of only 1.7 kilowatt-hours per mile, the Semi's operating energy cost is estimated at around 20 cents per mile. That's dramatically lower than the roughly 67 cents per mile typically associated with diesel trucks. This cost advantage is one of the reasons Tesla recently secured a major new order that has caught the attention of the entire U.S. trucking industry. California's largest electric truck deal so far, valued at up to $100 million. Interestingly, this development came around the same time Nikola founder and convicted fraudster Trevor Milton criticized the Tesla Semi, claiming it was not economically practical. However, recent reports indicate the Semi could save fleet operators anywhere from $147,000 to more than $440,000 over 5 to 10 years of operation. So, is the Tesla Semi finally outperforming diesel on economics? And how quickly are orders growing? For years, the Tesla Semi has been viewed as one of Elon Musk's most ambitious promises. A long-range electric truck capable of heavy hauling with lower operating costs and the potential to reshape the logistics industry. But the project also faced repeated delays due to battery limitations and ongoing concerns about charging infrastructure. That's why Watt EV's announcement of an order for 370 Tesla Semis is such a significant milestone. This wasn't just another fleet purchase. It signaled that a commercial operator genuinely trusts the Tesla Semi at scale. What makes the decision even more important is that Watt EV is not new to electric trucking. The company previously operated at least 36 Nikola Tre BEVs in real-world freight operations before Nikola collapsed following its Chapter 11 bankruptcy filing in 2025. Because of that experience, Watt EV's move to Tesla wasn't driven by hype or emotion. It came after evaluating cost, performance, and long-term reliability. According to the company's plan, the first 50 Tesla Semis are expected to arrive in 2026, while the full fleet of 370 trucks should be operational by the end of 2027. More than 300 of those trucks will be used through a partnership connected to the Port of Oakland, one of California's most important container shipping hubs. This is especially important because port drayage operations are one of the strongest use cases for electric trucks. Routes are usually short to medium distances, repeated daily, and follow predictable schedules with fixed starting and ending locations. These trucks can regularly return to charging depots instead of depending entirely on public charging infrastructure. In other words, Watt EV isn't treating the Tesla Semi as a futuristic experiment. It's deploying the trucks in exactly the type of operation where electric transportation has the best chance to outperform diesel. Even more importantly, Watt EV is not simply buying trucks and hoping the infrastructure catches up later. The company is building an entire ecosystem around the fleet. New charging stations at the Port of Oakland and Fresno will use Tesla's megawatt charging system, capable of adding roughly 300 miles of range in around 30 minutes. That charging speed is critical because it fits naturally into the daily workflow of truck drivers. Mandatory rest breaks can effectively become charging sessions, reducing downtime instead of adding to it. Tesla also designed the Semi with commercial efficiency in mind. Unlike passenger vehicles where drivers may stop casually for coffee during charging, freight operations depend on uptime. The more time a truck stays on the road transporting cargo, the more revenue it generates. The story now goes far beyond the truck itself. Watt EV already operates 6 depots across Southern California, including locations at the Port of Long Beach, San Bernardino, Gardena, Bakersfield, Vernon, and Oxnard. Its San Bernardino facility has already been expanded to more than 11 megawatts of charging capacity, enough to support approximately 200 semi-charging sessions per day. The company is also preparing additional locations in Stockton, Sacramento, and around 15 more sites currently under development. All of this shows that Watt EV does not see the Tesla Semi as a simple green energy publicity project. Instead, the company views it as the foundation for a scalable nationwide electric freight network. And that's exactly why this 370 truck order matters so much. In the trucking industry, the biggest challenge is not only the upfront cost of the vehicle. The real question is, who will invest in the massive charging infrastructure, manage charging schedules, maintain the fleet, and absorb the risk if the technology fails to deliver? Watt EV addresses this challenge through a truck-as-a-service model. Instead of requiring logistics companies to purchase everything themselves, Watt EV owns the trucks, charging depots, infrastructure, and operational systems, then provides them as a complete end-to-end solution. This approach allows freight operators to electrify their fleets without investing huge amounts of upfront capital. At the same time, they still benefit from access to the Tesla Semi and its significantly lower operating costs compared to diesel trucks. Right now, this may be the most practical business model for the early phase of electric trucking, especially while public charging infrastructure remains limited and depot-based charging can be managed much more efficiently. The real disruption begins when this model is compared against current diesel fuel prices. With diesel costing around $5.35 per gallon, a Class 8 truck traveling 100,000 miles per year could spend approximately 67 cents per mile on fuel alone, assuming an average efficiency of 8 miles per gallon. By comparison, the Tesla Semi uses about 1.7 kilowatt-hours of electricity per mile. At an electricity rate of roughly 12 cents per kilowatt-hour, the energy cost comes to only around 20 cents per mile. That difference of nearly 47 cents per mile could result in annual savings of about $47,000 for a single truck. Across hundreds of vehicles, this stops being just an environmental conversation and becomes a serious financial advantage. That's exactly why the Watt EV order is attracting so much attention. It suggests the Tesla Semi may have finally found its ideal market entry point, not through hype or futuristic promises, but through a simple reality. Every mile costs less to operate than diesel. One detail that made the Tesla Semi story even more interesting this week is that one of its loudest critics turned out to be Trevor Milton, the founder of Nikola. It feels almost like a full-circle moment for America's electric trucking industry. A few years ago, Nikola was widely viewed as the company most capable of competing with Tesla in the heavy-duty truck market. In fact, Nikola managed to bring commercial electric trucks to market before the Tesla Semi. But the company eventually collapsed following fraud scandals and controversial demonstration videos. Now, just as Tesla is beginning to scale semi-production and secure California's largest deployment order, Trevor Milton has reappeared on LinkedIn to criticize the Semi's economics. Milton argued that the Tesla Semi could face insurance costs nearly twice as high as diesel trucks because of its higher vehicle value. He also claimed that the immense torque produced by electric drivetrains could lead to faster tire wear. In addition, he questioned Tesla's electricity cost estimates, suggesting that fleets in California could end up paying as much as 50 cents per kilowatt-hour once utility demand charges are included. He further implied that Tesla may be subsidizing charging costs during the early rollout phase to make the Semi's economics appear more attractive. Finally, he argued that building real-world megawatt charging infrastructure would cost millions of dollars, far more than many people expect. What makes these comments interesting is that despite Trevor Milton losing credibility with much of the tech industry, some of the concerns he raised are the exact issues logistics companies genuinely care about, because beyond the headlines and personal drama, The Tesla Semi debate has never simply been about whether electric trucks are better than diesel trucks. The real question has always been whether the total cost of ownership is truly lower under real-world operating conditions. And to be fair, the Tesla Semi is now significantly more expensive than Elon Musk originally promised. Back in 2017, Tesla announced a starting price of around $180,000 for the 500-mile version. Today, estimates place the price closer to $290,000, and that figure does not include charging equipment or depot infrastructure. Meanwhile, a new diesel Freightliner Cascadia generally costs between $165,000 and $220,000, although those prices have also increased due to tariffs and rising component costs. So there's no denying that the Tesla Semi enters the market with a noticeably higher upfront price. In an industry where fleet operators analyze capital investments extremely carefully, that difference cannot be ignored. However, this is where the discussion becomes more complex. Tesla is not trying to beat diesel trucks purely on purchase price. The company is betting on lower long-term operating costs. As mentioned earlier, with diesel prices around $5.35 per gallon and electricity near 12 cents per kilowatt hour, the Tesla Semi could potentially save operators anywhere from $147,000 to more than $440,000 over 5 to 10 years of operation. Most of the Tesla Semi's advantage comes from energy costs. A diesel truck averaging about 8 miles per gallon currently spends roughly 67 cents per mile on fuel. In comparison, the Tesla Semi costs only around 20 cents per mile to operate when charged using reasonably priced commercial electricity. When a truck covers 100,000 miles per year, that difference becomes massive. However, Trevor Milton did raise one important point. Electricity prices are not always as stable or predictable as many Tesla supporters assume. If a fleet ends up paying around 25 cents per kilowatt hour for electricity, the Semi's cost advantage becomes much smaller. If electricity prices rise above roughly 30 cents per kilowatt hour, the economic benefits begin to weaken noticeably. And if costs approach 40 cents per kilowatt hour, diesel trucks could potentially regain the advantage over certain ownership periods. That's exactly why Watt EV's depot charging strategy is so important. Instead of depending on expensive public fast chargers, the company is building dedicated charging depots, optimizing overnight charging schedules, carefully managing utility demand charges, and working to keep electricity costs as low as possible. In other words, the Tesla Semi doesn't just need advanced technology, it also needs the right operational system to fully unlock its economic benefits. Another criticism raised by Nikola's founder was the high cost of megawatt-scale charging infrastructure. And to be fair, there is some truth to that. Building high-capacity charging systems capable of supporting hundreds of trucks is certainly expensive. But the market today looks very different from it did a few years ago. Tesla has started sharing pricing details for some of its charging hardware. A 2-stall mega charger setup is estimated to cost around $188,000, while a simpler depot charging system is priced closer to $40,000. Those are still significant investments, but they are no longer viewed as impossible costs like they were during the early days of electric trucking. What makes this situation especially interesting is that the person criticizing the Tesla Semi is the same individual who once built Nikola around promises that were arguably even more ambitious. Trevor Milton previously claimed Nikola would lead the hydrogen trucking revolution, promoted technologies that were not fully developed, and was ultimately convicted for misleading investors. So there's a certain irony in seeing him criticize Tesla for overpromising. According to Tesla, the current semi-fleet has now accumulated around 13.5 million miles of real-world operation. These are no longer just prototypes driving around test facilities. The trucks are hauling real freight under real commercial schedules. Tesla also revealed that one individual Semi has already exceeded roughly 440,000 miles. In the trucking industry, that's a major milestone because it begins approaching the kind of mileage fleet operators use to evaluate long-term durability and drivetrain reliability. But perhaps the most important statistic is the reported 95% uptime. In logistics, uptime is critical. A truck generates no revenue while sitting in a repair shop. What fleet operators fear most is not just maintenance costs, but extended downtime that delays shipments, disrupts schedules, and impacts entire supply chains. That's why Tesla's claim of around 95% uptime is commercially significant. It suggests the Semi may finally be reaching the reliability level required for large-scale freight operations. Tesla also stated that when issues do occur, around 75% to 80% are resolved within 24 hours, and nearly half are fixed in less than 1 hour. That paints a very different picture from how many people originally imagined electric trucks would perform. Yes, the Semi's battery pack is extremely large, but traditional Class 8 diesel trucks also depend on massive internal combustion engines, complicated transmissions, emission systems, turbochargers, engine oil, diesel exhaust fluid, and countless mechanical parts constantly exposed to heat, vibration, and heavy stress. Diesel fleets already treat regular maintenance as a necessary part of business operations. The Tesla Semi removes much of that mechanical complexity, and this 370 truck order may only be the beginning. As Tesla expands production and deployment, order volumes could grow significantly larger. The Tesla Semi no longer feels like a futuristic concept or experimental project. It is slowly becoming a real and growing part of the American freight industry. So what would you choose? An electric truck or a diesel truck? Let us know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next episode.